24 pop heavyweights, 6 groups, an estimated 40 million albums, one massive comeback.
People are looking at us, they're expecting big things from us.
Getting ready, vocals.
Just excited to just kind of get stuck in now.
Just get this thing rolling.
This is the big reunion. Coming up on tonight's big reunion, the Damage Boys prepare to face off.
I don't want this meet to come across like it's us against him, but in actuality, it is. Yeah.
Our supergroup Fifth Story singing from the same song sheet.
It's not quite where we all are.
You know, you can just see that he's still a bit lost. And when you're in a group, you're only as strong as the weakest member.
And the Eternal Girls serve up a few home truths.
I'm quite happy to hold up my hands and go, this is what I've done wrong.
Yeah. That's kind of how we were brought up. I think it's really important because then you can move on.
In 1998, 5 became 1 when Girlthing were brought together and hyped as the next Spice Girls by gravity-defying trouser enthusiast Simon Cowell.
We were told over and over again, you're going to be huge, you're going to be massive.
We hired out the whole of the Eiffel Tower for Girlthing. Come on.
Look out for us, yeah? Girlthing.
But Girlthing turned into Simon's most expensive mistake ever. And when their debut single flopped, things soon turned sour.
We were at that point where we could barely stand to be in the same room with each other.
There was rows, catfights, the lot.
The song Pure and Simple featured on Girlthing's debut album, but when it was handed to TV pop stars Hearsay to re-record, the girls could only wonder what might have been. Now, 13 years after they disintegrated, Girlthing are reuniting at the Irish mansion youngest member Jodie shares with her husband and former Westlife star Cian from Westlife.
Will be. So, do you think it's going to be like everybody digging up the past?
We finished and then we all didn't speak. We just went our separate ways and got on with our lives.
You haven't really had contact with them at all, have you?
Nothing for like 13 years.
The other 4 members are flying in to try and put their past woes behind them.
I'm excited, but I'm shitting myself.
Especially between myself and Nikki, I think, you know, a lot of bad vibes there, and which are still there now.
I think I'm probably most cautious about seeing Lindsay. She can be quite volatile. Scared now. Very scared, actually.
I think first person is at the gate.
First at the door is Mancunian Lindsay.
All right. Well, I've come to see someone called Jodie. Yeah, it was mad trying to find it, isn't it lovely? Oh, it's so nice.
Do you want to take your shoes off? Plus, Cian will kill me because of the things.
Right, love to see you.
Yeah.
Anika has flown in from her native Holland.
It's all getting really real now, and I don't know, it's scary and weird.
Hi, Sneaky.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, good. You're nervous? Yeah. You're nervous?
I am nervous.
Michelle's globetrotting involves a trip from Stratford-upon-Avon.
It's whether we can all sort of sit there and take it or whether sparks will fly, and I think from some sparks might fly.
Thank you. Yeah.
See ya. How do you feel? Do you feel all right, or do you feel a bit worried, or...?
To be honest with you, I'm absolutely bricking it. This
Doesn't feel natural, does it?
No.
Really weird.
It feels very tense.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension at the moment.
I feel a little bit sick.
It's a jittery wait for Nikki to arrive from sunny California.
I'm just hoping it's not going to be a slanging match. I really am. I don't want that.
Uh-oh. Bloody hell.
A lot of stuff needs to be said. Hopefully without all the trauma.
Yeah.
Can't be doing it.
We can't smash Jodie's fine glasses.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
We go so tense, yeah, because
yeah. Right. Before you did it on purpose.
When Girlthing were left on Pop's hard shoulder, things were tough for the baby of the band.
I was only 17 when it was all over with Girlthing. So I was like, this, like, I'm not sitting around and I'm not gonna not live my dream. So I went and I joined an agency, and one of my first auditions was for Hollyoaks.
They nearly killed my sister. No.
I got the part as Debbie Dean in Hollyoaks, and I was moving to Liverpool.
Girlthing may have been behind Jodie, but the contacts she made whilst in the group would shape her future.
I remember being introduced to Kian by Mr. Simon Cowell. We were just friends for a very long time. I was 18 and I was like, do you know what, screw this, like, if you want me, you can come find me. And he came and found me up in Hollyoaks.
Jodie's acting career hit its apex when she won a British Soap Award for Sexiest Female.
Really not expecting this, oh my God.
And she left Hollyoaks behind her in 2006.
Life for me now is all about my family. I have my beautiful little baby boy Koa and my husband, and we are just in love with family life. But I feel like I owe Girlthing something. I do always remember there being a problem with Nikki over something.
I remember you not getting on with
Well, I don't know, like, what made me feel that way then, but that I felt that it was just an accumulation of things that obviously made me think I just don't get on with this girl.
I don't think I ever said a bad word about you.
I felt that it was a two-way thing. I just felt like we clashed.
And I was just unhappy because I felt like you were making my life a misery. Actually, not just you on your own. I felt like it were you and Linz.
With the band on the brink of fame, Lindsay was swept off her feet and taken on dates by Westlife hunk Brian from Westlife.
He asked for my number, and at first I looked at him and I thought, nah, I don't think so.
But the effect on the band would be huge. It might have been the pop romance of the millennium, but the girls' management put their foot down.
We were actually, you know, asked to split up by RCA Records because they didn't think that by us being together that, you know, that it might damage sales of Girlthing.
And it wasn't long before the bosses were insisting all the girls led chastity-based existences.
Our management asked us to sign some kind of agreement saying no boyfriends allowed.
Nikki was like me with the rules. You don't have boyfriends.
All that changed when Nikki started a studio romance, a stromance if you will, with their producer.
I was seeing Martin secretly. He sent me like a love letter to the house.
It said Anika on the envelope, not an address, just Anika.
Never got this letter and I thought, why don't I have it?
Me and Lindsay opened it.
After months of simmering tension, things were about to reach boiling point.
Banging at my door in my bedroom, like beating the door down. Open this door. Lindsay and Anika were stood there.
You've been bullshitting us, babe.
You were seeing Martin and you didn't tell us about it.
Instead of, like, commenting, she just came at me and she punched me in the face.
And I was trying to push the door and they wouldn't let me.
And Lindsay jumped in front of me and was like,
what? Shoves me down on the floor.
And I literally saw Nikki going,
and I remember just being in a ball, curled up in a ball, thinking, that's it. I've had enough. That's the turning point. I was done. I was done with the band. You were both like reaching out of that. I was trying to fight back and I just remember falling on the floor.
But that's not true.
And
no, that's not true.
Lindsay.
You went to hit Anika. So I hit
dear.
you.
I was on the floor.
Yeah, because I knocked you on the floor because you went to it, Anika.
I admit that I reached for the letter because I
No,
was
but
angry.
you did
I was
punch me
angry.
in my face.
No,
I'm not lying, Nikki.
I've never been violent ever in my life.
So I'm basically.
I just haven't.
I'm
just
making.
Did go to it, that's why I
You
went.
did
No, I
hit
went
me.
to grab the letter.
Honestly,
Either way.
No, but
Don't
it
lie.
is.
Whether you remember you don't, but you did.
You
went
did
for
me.
it.
You
And
did
that's
hit
what
me.
made me go for you.
Anika, you were
'Cause I'm
waving.
protective of her, simple
Yeah,
as.
you were waving a letter and I went to grab
Yeah,
it.
but
I
you
wouldn't ever
did
do
hit me. Nikki, you hit me. I swear to God, you did hit me in my face. I'm not lying.
All right, we're not going to move forward by going, you did, I didn't.
Why I didn't tell you about Martin is because it was none of your business. And now, 14 years later, that guy who you didn't like me seeing, Anika. I've been married for 14 years. I've got 3 children, and I'm so glad that I just didn't listen and didn't tell you about him because I might not be here today.
All right, Anika.
Go on, babe.
That's
Say,
all right.
say what you want to say.
I knew I was like a really opinionated person, and I knew I sometimes was a pain in the ass. I knew that. I do worry a lot. I still do.
Yeah.
Because I don't like it when someone doesn't like me, and because you had such a strong personality, and when we didn't get on, I worried because I was afraid that maybe the other girls wouldn't like me too, and I already felt like really lonely lots of the times because I was in the house on my own, and the only person that understood me was Lindsay.
There are more unsolved issues in the band between Lindsay and Michelle.
I found Lindsay quite aggressive towards me quite a few times.
But I felt you was being a snide. I felt that she'd say fucking things to my face, but behind the back that you was slagging me. And I think you were double-sided like that. That's the way I saw you.
I never, ever once
Michelle never talked about anybody.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying
She
how
never
I felt
told
that you
me.
was being a snide. I felt that you was fucking slagging me behind my back. That's how I felt.
I would be all sympathetic until you were threatening to kick the shit out of me. And at that point, I was ready to walk.
Well, if I did, I did. Do you know what I mean? And they ain't gonna fucking deny it. I think that you just fucking crowd-pleasing, saying to people what they want to hear to make you be liked by people, but really, you're not doing that. Because to other people, you're saying other things about people. And no, because I saw it my fucking self, Michelle. You've got to be honest. Like everyone fucking else is.
I've got to admit, Michelle never talked about anyone to me.
I have to say,
ever.
she didn't to me.
Ever,
either.
Lindsay. She never talked about anybody. Never.
Hang on. Michelle, stay.
You know, let's just be grown up about it.
By 2001, Girlthing were well on the way down the pop dumper, but it was some unexpected news that sealed their fate.
We was touring Australia and all over Asia, and unbeknown to me that I was pregnant. I didn't know what to do, you know, and I wasn't sure whether that'd mean the end of Girlthing. And from there, I was left with a choice to make, whether to keep the baby or to continue. Just had to make a decision, and I chose her.
Lindsay left the band to have a baby daughter, Alicia, but things with Alicia's dad didn't work out.
Say my head went, definitely. I'd hit rock bottom. I had no